thing for 8 hours.
No, I think we're all live now though. Yes, we are. We're live. So what's going on, Lee?
Ooh. Oh man, nothing much, nothing much. How are you?
Not too
What's up,
much, man.
Jabber?
Yeah, Jabber's doing all right. We got a little announcement today from Samsung, big Unpacked event here in New York City. So we got a little information on the Note 9, then we got another Galaxy Watch, and then we got a speaker.
Oh,
I don't know, is that exciting to you?
uh, it is about exciting as a yeah, uh, proctology exam.
So wait a minute, you're telling me that you're not excited about the Note 9, the next big thing from Samsung at a thousand
Uh,
bucks? You're not excited? You don't just
uh,
have your money ready?
you know what? I said when Note 8 was out, I said like, bitches, here, let me throw you my money here. Take my money. I was excited about it. It was really great design, I thought, and I said, you know what? I hated Samsung for shoving like pre-packed apps on me. I hated that shit, but you know what? I said for Note 8, I'll do it. I'll take the hit
Yeah, I know
for
because
the.
you were trying to be stock for the longest. All
I
of us
was
like a
stuck.
stock experience.
Yeah, I was stuck for the longest. I missed my Nexus 6P. But you know what? Samsung is does not do. Uh, they like to copy a lot of people. They don't do well. They don't do creating their own thing. They don't do it well, I
Well,
don't
to
think.
be fair, they really haven't copied Apple yet. I mean, Google's copying Apple with the notch. Thankfully, Samsung did
Yeah.
not remove the headphone jack. They didn't have any courage to do that, and they didn't have courage to put a notch. But for those of you, maybe they don't know, maybe people out there don't know what the specs are. The Note 9, we're going to get a 6.4-inch screen. So that's pretty big. You know, that's sizable. That's all right. Not a huge upgrade from the Note 8, but it's there. 4,000 milliamp battery. Now that's the big key. That's the ticket item right
That is
there. I think finally Samsung is not afraid of the battery blow up situation from the Note 7. They played it safe with the Note 8, and I think they're going balls to the wall right now, and they're giving us a huge battery. So I do appreciate that. But again, that comes with a huge price tag of $1,000 for the 128 model and 1250 for the 512 model. Now that's not even with tax. So here in New York, you're talking about 1100 just for the base model and like 1400 for the 512 behemoth.
yeah.
That's a lot of money. And
Hey,
I don't think the S Pen with Bluetooth features are really going to get me to hand over that bag of cash.
no, I mean
I'm just not feeling it.
it's like it's that magic number, a phone, $1,000 phone. It's the psychology effect. They're not gonna hit it. They're not gonna make you say, you're not gonna dish out $1,000 for a phone. It may be a great phone, but they're not gonna dish out $1,000 for a phone. They gotta keep it under 999 or something like that, you know?
Well, yeah, it's 999.99, but still, anywhere you cut it, it's still $1,000 phone. And, the Samsung fanboys out there, they already got on my case for saying, the S4, Tab S4 wasn't the best tablet at that price tag either. But at $1,000, I mean, I don't really see the huge innovation here. Personally, you're still getting the 845 processor. So unless you really use the Note, and I know I've had the Note before, you currently have the Note, but unless you're like using that really for productivity, what it was designed for, average people like us, we don't really need that S Pen. I didn't even use it except if I wanted to create silly GIFs for Instagram. Now, is that worth $1,000 from my pocket? Not personally.
I had my Note 8 out great. I figure I'll work in an office at a very high speed environment, a high tech environment. I needed something quick. Uh, for write down information. I thought I'd be using more for Excel, spreadsheets. This is gonna be make me more productive, but I didn't. I mean, it's
Well,
not.
that's the dream they're selling us. They're
Yeah.
selling us the dream of us becoming more productive people, when
I mean, it's like,
really we're just we're just regular Joes that want to have the newest phone on the block. Personally,
oh, well, I just want to know how many people actually use the S Pen. Use the features in the Note. I thought I would be, but I ended up going back to my notepads. Because it's more convenient. It's more permanent. Maybe because I don't know how to use my my
yeah,
Note 8.
maybe. maybe, and
maybe.
those are the those people watching this stream. If they do have a Note 8, I want to know, what do you actually use your S Pen for? Because for me, just like you, I think I used it like crazy the first month I had the phone, and then I forgot all about it. And this S
Yeah,
Pen, I think it's awesome with Bluetooth features, so you can click to your next song. You can take it, use it as a shutter button, but you can buy a cheap $1 shutter button from Chinatown, and it does the
yeah.
same thing.
Well,
And it's
yeah,
it's pretty cool though. I like how they did it though. 1 minute charge gives you 30 minutes of usage. That's pretty cool.
yeah. I guess it's all right. Like I
It's
said, if it's something we use, that's great. But I had the Note 2 when it first came out. Um, and I never, same thing with the pen there. I did not use it. I ended up not using it, so I said, okay, I don't need it. Um, I only bought the Note 8 for the camera, and I figured I'm gonna be more productive again. And it's going back to not using majority of the features that this thing has. So is it worth $1,000 for the next
you know,
phone
I'm
that I
glad
know
you
is not a?
I'm glad you mentioned the camera, because the Note line generally, while they might have used the same sensors from the S line, they always gave us tweaks to that camera. And now they're putting in the AI cam that everyone's jumping on board with. So I mean, that's pretty cool that they're adding this AI cam. And personally, from using that AI cam on my LG V30, it actually works. Like, it figures
Yes.
out what you're taking a picture of, and it enhances it. It adds the filters that you need, so you're Instagram ready, and you just press share and you're good to go. You really don't have to fiddle with it. So personally, I like the addition of the AI cam. Personally,
Okay.
I think it's a nice feature.
I mean, I love that feature. I use a lot of that camera. Just I love the camera. I do have to say I love the camera, and I use that feature to take some nice macro and micro photography. That's I think at that wise it's worth it, but I don't think it's worth it for me to camera. I do have to say yes, it is a good feature.
Oh, for sure. I think it's definitely worth it. But again, I'm upset with Samsung because these prices are getting way too high for cell phones, and I hate to keep coming back to that, but it's okay if you're tech, you're nerds like us. It's good, and we like buying new phones. But when phones were $500, $600, maybe even seven, you could kind of do it because you knew you could resell that phone and get a decent amount back, and maybe only had to add another hundred or two. But at over the $1,000 mark, it's really getting harder and harder. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless you're a millionaire, that's fine.
you look at
But
the OnePlus, look at the OnePlus line or the Huawei line. The Chinese companies are coming in with less than premium phones, and they're taking the market share. Samsung, Google, LG. They're looking at their back and looking at all those companies coming in, taking their market share. That's because the cost for the phones is just too expensive. And that's what I'm saying about the magic number, $1,000. Once you break that, they're going to lose more market share because cheaper phones going to come out and they're going to be, 90% effective as the higher end brands.
I don't know. I got to disagree with you there. People are willing to shell out money. Look how many iPhone X's you see out there. You see
Yes.
so many iPhone 10s. It's ridiculous. Like, everybody on the block has one. And that was a $1,300 phone. Meanwhile,
Yes.
everyone has one. It's like a status symbol. You want the latest phone. No one wants to rock around with, no offense to OnePlus, but I haven't seen one yet in the city.
That's true,
And
but
if you're a techie, you like it. Like, I had the OnePlus 5T. I thought it was a great phone. Was it the
yeah.
best? No. But I don't want to. I always wanted a phone that people knew. Not that I like that, but in a way you do, because you're getting great hardware. But on the flip side of that, OnePlus, where they make up with it, is software updates.
Hmm.
They update their phones so quickly. Meanwhile, Samsung, a multi-billion-dollar corporation, can't even update their phones. So that brings me to the same point. You're spending $1,000, $1,300 on a phone, and you're going to be rocking Android Oreo till this time next year.
You're paying for the status symbol. I mean, no, as a geek, for something cheap, I don't mind just throwing money at it real quick and selling again when I'm bored and doing something else. When I'm spending $1,300 for iPhone X, the iPhone 10, guess what? I'm keeping that shit until like not 2 years. I'm keeping that shit for 3 years.
Oh, for sure.
Three, 4 years. It's but as a guy, as a geek, I want the latest and the greatest or the latest toys. And if I dish out $1,300 for a phone, guess what? I'm not gonna get the latest toys, next latest toys.
No,
That,
or you're gonna go
that,
broke trying, or you need a
now,
second
yeah,
job just to buy that Note 10.
yeah.
You got to work on the side there, do a little side hustle, like
Side hustle.
my boy Carlos over there. He's always hustling.
Oh man, that's what you have to do. I mean, it's
That's
like
it.
once you have a full-time job, kids, family, house, you're not gonna do the $1,300 phone. You'll be like, oh well, maybe I can spend another year or two with the phone until I get to the next one and the next one. It's
Well,
most
yeah, that's how it goes. If you have other responsibilities, the phone kind of gets put on the back burner a little bit.
a little
You got
bit.
to fix your car, you got to do this, you got to do that. $1,300. That's like four new tires for my car.
And it it's not. I don't like I said. It's the magic $1,000 mark. And I noticed a lot lately. A lot of iPhone 10s now. They're bringing it down. There are discounts. There's programs. There's from the major carriers and even Apple themselves. Apple themselves give discounts on their phones.
Oh yeah, but I think that's how they get people too. They add these incentives, buy now, pay later. But at the end of the day, you're still paying that 1,300 for a phone, thousand
Yeah,
dollars for a phone. And again, I'm the Note. I'm ready for that S line. Like I put a little video up before, saying I need a wow feature. Like I need something wow. The progress of
yeah,
cell phones has been so incremental lately. If something really came out that was blowing my mind, like the S10 rumored to have the under the glass fingerprint scanner, the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner works when your fingers are wet, mud, whatever. That's what I'm waiting for. Like that would
yeah.
make me shell out $1,300. But an S Pen with Bluetooth features, that's not really enticing me personally. And a
Mhm.
lot of people, they say, well, I'm going for the 512 RAM, 512 storage. Why go for the small one at 128? I have 64 built in my S9 Plus right now with a 256 card that I got free when I bought the Note 8, and I'm still using it. I haven't even filled up half on my main storage,
Yeah.
and the micro SD card. If I run out, I can just buy another one.
Well, the Note 9 has a 1 terabyte SD card support now, right?
1 terabyte support, yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
512 was going to come out, so the 512 and the 512 built in, you have a terabyte on your phone.
hey, what? Hey,
That's a lot of videos from the hub. I don't even know if that's even even worth it.
look, if you're doing YouTube videos with your phones and that's your backup, and hey, more power to you,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, if you want it, more
Uh,
power to you. That's like what I said on my Tab S4 thoughts. Like, it's your money. Like, do what you want with your money. If that's what you want to spend it on, there's a lot of other worse things that you could be spending $1,300 on. So at
yeah,
the end of the day, if you got it and you want to spend it, no one on YouTube, not me, not anyone else is going to tell you don't spend it. If you want to buy something, you're going to buy something. Whether you have to
yeah,
work 800 hours to pay it off. If you love that phone, then that's up to you. Do you? You know?
yeah. It's like with me, it's like those like 128 are cheap. 64 is dirt cheap. I don't mind getting freaking like 10 or 20 of those dirt cheap, just hanging around my back pocket if I'm making content.
Yeah. And that brings me to another point. Like, man, there's nothing wrong with a 6-month-old phone. So right now you have the Note 8 I just saw on Verizon is discounted $500 if you do a trade-in.
Mm,
Now, to me, that's more enticing. You can get the Note 8 for $300. That's a mid-range. That's a flagship phone at a mid-range price. So you can get the S9, S9 Plus, dumb cheap right now. Like what's really the difference? 845 processor on the S9, S9 Plus, 6 gig of RAM. You're getting the same thing basically, just a smaller screen and no S Pen.
yeah.
Like again, what's that wow feature? Like I'm just not seeing it personally.
I haven't seen a wow feature. You know what? Like I said, the wow feature for me for the Note 8 that worth it for me to get back. into the Samsung family was the live view or the camera. I said, oh, this is what I wanted, and I think it really impressed me consistently.
Yeah,
The
you
screen,
cannot take a bad photo on that phone.
yeah, the
On any
screen
any new Samsung phone, from the Note 8 to the S9, you just can't take a bad photo.
OLED screens on this thing is it's like wow. I mean, but still, Samsung always has an OLED screen, but still the best screen out there for me right now.
For
Uh,
sure. But you've had some problems with your Note 8.
yeah, yeah. I
You've
mean,
had some
like
problems.
recently, I had to freaking send it back for warranty repair for the battery issue, which is my phone died. I couldn't charge it back up. I couldn't do anything. I to bring it back up, and I had the same thing happen to me last November. Twice. That's twice with two different phones. So I was not happy. I'm
I
not a
don't know.
happy
You
camper.
do you think the Note line is cursed after the 7? Because I had the same issue with the Note 8. I let it drain to like zero one night, and it would not turn back on. I left it charging for about an hour, would not turn back on. Finally, I had to do like the old reboot trick, holding down volume up, volume down, power, try and get in recovery mode, and thankfully it came up. But
Mm.
after that, I was scared. I didn't want to let my battery drain, and that happened to you twice now, two
Yeah, yeah.
times.
I mean, like, I was, I admit that I was not up to date and trying to get my battery management, or making sure the battery doesn't run out. That day I was really tired, but I had 30% before I went to sleep. I know I had over 30% before I sleep, but I guess the Play Store updates or any other the app just like killed it after that night. But that never should have been. That
No.
never should have been. But as being cursed, yeah, I think it's cursed because Samsung is so desperate. And I'll admit, as a Korean, Samsung is desperate to make sure their phone is the best phone. Get the latest technology out there. And with any like bleeding edge technology, you're always going to run into some kind of bugs and
Oh yeah,
problems.
for sure.
The
But
bat,
that's like what Carlos is saying. He's like, I never had problems with the Note 8. It's just the luck of the draw.
yeah,
Like it's the same when I tell people my tablet lags or my phone lags, like, oh, mine doesn't lag. Well, I'm like, well, good for you. Mine does. Like, I don't know what
yeah.
to tell you. Not every phone, you don't have the same applications I have. You're not using the phone the same way I'm using it. Neither am I using
Mhm.
it the same way you're using it. It's like the luck of the draw. You just don't know. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
technology. There's tons of things that could go wrong.
You have multiple, you got millions, if not trillions of different combination of features, apps, and hardware that you're not aware of. So that's everybody's experience is different. And you and I have similar taste, similar. We buy similar hardware, but we have totally different experiences with them. So you can't
Yeah.
say one way or the other.
No, same like cars or any product, really. I
Yeah,
just had my door handle break on my fridge. I just bought the fridge last year. Yeah. Oh
yeah.
man.
And you know what? I bet you that same door handle for somebody else will last them like 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So,
You'll see it on the street on garbage day and the handle's still there, you know. But whatever. So that's the Note 9. I mean, I don't know. I'm happy they're coming out with some new colors. I think that S Pen looks kind of dope with a different color. Or copper, gold. I don't know what you want to call that color.
no.
I think it looks
Look,
all right.
I think if you're coming from a okay Note 6 or like S8, and if you're going for a Note 9, hey, you know what? That would be a great upgrade. That would
Yeah.
be a great upgrade, and it will last you for years. I'm sure it's gonna be paying for years, but it'll last you for years. And I don't think it's a good upgrade if you're coming from an S8 line or a Note 8 line. I think it's just very incremental. It's not worth it.
No, I think you should wait.
Yeah.
And again, that's where prices keep going higher. People keep their phones a lot longer,
Yep.
2, 3 years, maybe three, four, who knows,
Hmm. Right.
you know?
So let's go to the next one. I want
Yeah,
to
the
talk
Note
about
9, it is what it is. But one last thing about colors, I want Samsung to release like a awesome color, like a red. Give me something cool. Like I like OnePlus. They give you a nice red phone, they give you a nice pure white phone. Like Samsung needs to do something like that. I don't know how many people bought the purple edition. Well, you have the purple, don't you?
No, I don't have the purple. I have the freaking
No, I'm just
the
kidding.
dogfish. I look
Yeah, get rid of
if
purple.
no, if they give me some fuchsia or freaking like houndstooth, I'll get it. How
Houndstooth.
about
I don't even know what
that?
houndstooth is.
Look it up.
Houndstooth color.
Pattern.
But yeah, I'll give a pattern, but I think they need something
Well,
a
that's what.
little more.
Look, we're spending that on like $1,000 for a phone. I think we deserve something a little bit extra, like a little bit of variety. How about that?
Yeah, something different, you know?
Yeah.
Like I like to remember Moto when they came out with their Moto Maker and you could design your own, what was it, the Moto X, right? I think it was the
Oh
original
yeah,
one. You had
yeah.
leather backs, you had different colors, different materials.
That was awesome. That was awesome. I was ready to like and you know what? After the all the personalized feature I wanted to do, guess how much it came out to?
Oh,
thousand
came
dollars.
over like $1,000. That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
I
You
was
know,
like,
but people
yeah.
will pay for that. I've sold a cell phone just to buy the new one in a different color. I've done that
No.
before. I think we all have.
Yes. I don't know, not as much as you. How many Razer
We're not
Motorola
talking
Razers
about the
did at that
Razor,
one
the
time?
Moto Razor. I think I had that phone like 6 times.
6 times? Is that all? I know more than
Something
that.
something like that. Anyway, so let's move on. The next thing that they talked about was the new Galaxy Watch. So I have the Sport here,
Hmm.
and I was kind of waiting for something. Let me see, I get that in view. I was kind of waiting for something also the wow. Like I'm feeling like Samsung has lost that wow feature factor, at least
Yeah.
for this announcement. Like it's a revised Gear S3 Frontier, and I think it looks nice. You have an all black option. You have a two-tone color as well. But before we get more into the specs, the main thing that disappointed me, the rumors were we were going to get a 7-day battery life. That was the rumor mill on the interwebs, and I know you shouldn't trust the interwebs, but 7-day battery life, I was like, wow, I might have to get on this. And then I noticed I was waiting when they were talking about battery life on the keynote. She said, and the battery will last several days. So what's several days? I'm already getting several days on my watch. I'm already getting 3 to 4 days. So is it
Hmm.
going to be the same? On the battery they increased it a little bit. So now we're getting a 472. So that's not bad, up from 380. But how much juice is that going to give? It'll probably give us a decent amount of juice because it's a redesigned chip for mobiles and it's low energy and all this blah 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 marketing tag talk. But
Well,
I was really hoping for a 7-day always on kind of battery life.
if you turn the phone off, I'm sure it'll last 7 days.
Well, yeah, if you turn it off, it probably lasts a year.
I don't know about a
You
year.
know.
This is Samsung we're talking about. I don't know if it lasts a year.
But yeah, but it's nice. I did a video like what I wanted to expect. I think I put it up last Monday.
Mm,
What I was hoping from the new watch, and one of the things was the 5 atmosphere water rating. So thankfully they did put that in. So at least you
yeah.
can go swimming with it. You don't have to worry about it. But we also heard on the rumor mill that we were getting a blood sensor, and that
No.
didn't come about. So
It's,
it's nice. It's like, all right, I'm sure a lot of people are going to buy it. I'm still on the fence. I probably will buy it. You know me. But it's like a refinement. It's a nice iteration. But I feel like the old Gear S3 came out 2 years ago almost. I think it was like November 2016. That's almost 2 years. I think they could have given us something a little bit better after 2 years of marketing and R&D went into that.
it's like I'm gonna go back to your blood sensor, or what you call it, or SpO2 sensor. It's a medical. I don't know. As a guy who works in medical technology, it's very hard to put that into a very small sensor, self as a self-sustaining sensor. I
Yeah,
didn't
but
think that was
doesn't
gonna
doesn't
happen.
Apple do it?
Not the way it's supposed to. It's not.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, honestly, it's not gonna
Well,
be
you're the
very
medical
accurate.
guy.
I'm the medical guy, so I don't see how accurate that's gonna be. So I
Well, that's the same
wasn't
like wrist-based heart rate monitors. They're not really that accurate, but
right. I
it's a
mean,
fun stat to have. If they can throw it in, and Samsung's known for throwing everything in but the kitchen sink. So if
oh,
they could have added it, I think they should have. And as Tech for Your Needs says, it depends on your usage. Of course it does. And some people whose whose notifications blow up with Facebook and everything else, your watch isn't going to last that full day.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't really have all those notifications turned on. I just turn on, the basics, messaging and phone calls. I don't really care about anything else going to my wrist. It's not that
Yeah.
important. But, it's I don't know. I just don't see it.
It's, I guess, if you're coming from an oldest, I guess, I don't know. I want to say older phone, running 2 generations ago. Yeah, I mean it's worth it.
Well, again,
But
anything coming from a couple of years ago is worth it. But, we're coming. The watch was only released 2 years ago.
yeah,
So I think they should have given us something a little bit better. And Tizen 4, that's supposed to be better with battery. And I'm pretty sure Samsung, unlike their phones and their tablets, they've been pretty good at releasing updates for their watches. So I think current generation Gear owners will probably get Tizen 4. We won't get all the tweaks as usual. Samsung probably will leave out some software to kind of make you want to buy the new one. But I think we will get Tizen 4 on our watches. So hopefully we see that improvement in battery life and whatnot.
um, I'm not really into smartwatches. I mean, look, I was always disappointed with all the smartwatches I had. This one doesn't do. You're right. It's incremental. There's nothing, no wow factor for me.
No.
Even battery life, it's. I would like to see something like really easy to carry, powerful, easy to carry, last multiple days, and notification. That's fine, but again, there's still nothing there that make me say I'm gonna go out and get this phone.
Yeah. Well, that's, right now I got a Garmin watch, and
Hmm.
this is my main watch, and for the main reason, because the battery lasts a full week. And I know it's a fitness watch first, but it has some social aspects. There's a nice app. The app's really cool, but it's like that main thing of not having to charge your watch. Plus, it just gives you a lot more information as versus like the Samsung watches. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, I love them. That's my thing too. But I just wanted them to give us something a little better, like maybe a premium option too. What's
Look,
that?
remember these?
The
Remember the
Fitbits. Well,
Fitbits?
you know why Fitbit was so popular? Because of the social interactions. Everybody you talked to had a Fitbit, and they were trying to win the challenge for that week.
Yeah,
You know?
but I wear the Fitbit is because hey, it lasted me like a week and a half.
Well, that's because it
Yeah,
didn't do much, but
it didn't do much. I just do my little steps, check my steps. I did a little this, and I see, hey, this is cool. This is what I'm doing. Yeah,
yeah,
but
exactly.
guess what? I stopped using it because it gets in the way. I mean, it does what it does, but sad to say, I take my phone out to look at the time. I
Well,
for
yeah.
step
And the
after.
problem too with the Android Wear watches is the battery. That does not last past a day.
Yeah.
At least the Tizen Samsung watches, you get at least 2 days. I'm
Mm.
going to say a minimum of 2 days, even if you're using it heavy.
I really do wish Samsung would do something more with the Tyson software, Tyson OS. I wouldn't mind a third um, smartphone, Android smartphone OS, just to see
Smartwatch.
what they can smartwatch.
Yeah.
How about a smartphone with Tyson?
Well, we
I
have
know,
three.
sir.
We have Apple, we have Android, we actually have more than three. There's Apple, Android, there's Tizen, then you have that Amazfit Stratos that has its own thing. There's the TicWatch, but that's like using Android Wear. But
Yeah, I would still like to see that on a phone. I want to see how it is on a
on a
phone.
phone,
On a phone.
whoa, you going somewhere else now?
When it first came out, I thought it was stupid. Now I'm seeing it. I'm like, it's very intriguing. I just want to see what they can do.
Yeah. I mean, sadly, I don't think we're going to see a third ecosystem, but I mean,
No,
yeah, I
no,
just don't see it. Android and Apple's always going to be king, and that's basically it. Look at Palm
yeah.
OS. That was a
Look,
great that was a good operating system for its time, and a lot of it's still being used today.
remember WebOS? Oh my God, man!
WebOS. Yeah, that's what I mean.
I still like that. It was so smooth, and it was like, it was a congenitor of a lot of the features that we have in the Android we're using
Today.
now. Yeah,
Yeah, it's true. Pioneers, you know.
pioneers. You
The
know what
two
happened
giants
to?
put them out of business and then stole the
Yeah,
ideas. Oh man, money talks.
Money talks.
But all right, so that's the Galaxy Watch. I mean, we don't really have any premium options. There's no like ceramic bezel. There's no sapphire glass, like some
I don't.
enhanced SR plus or D plus or some sort of glass. But I don't know. They're still not giving us something like super durable. I think because I don't really think we're going to see another watch for another 2 years.
You know what? If I
And
ever
that's
get
fine.
another,
Wearables, you don't really need a new iteration every year. You
no,
know,
I think
you
if
don't
I
need
got a
that.
smartwatch, yeah, I would definitely this time I'll put like a case on it, screen protector on it, because how I use it, as soon as I go out there and if I spend $300 for a stupid smartwatch, I'm gonna be breaking it, scratching it up, it happen over and over again. So
Well, yeah, I mean, this watch is going to be 350, same price as the Gear S3, 350 for
yeah,
the big one, 330 for the smaller one. And, with tax, again, you got to factor in tax, 380, say call it $400, you
yeah.
know.
Well,
Carlos
let
was
me be like,
asking us in the chat, what do we think about fashion brands like the Android Wear, Michael Kors watches? I think he's a big Michael Kors fan. I'm not too sure, but,
hmm.
you know.
It's fashion brands. You know what? It's like in. I guess you're right. I think you going back to what you were saying, and people, if they really wanted, people willing to spend money for it. Yeah, I mean, I know people who spend thousands of dollars on just on watches alone just to have that accessory. So if they think it's a fashion brand that will actually make them enhance their looks,
Oh yeah,
and they
well,
like it,
that's like the Tag Heuer came out with their connected watch. I think Omega has one now, Breitling. Like they're all jumping on that bandwagon, but they're still charging 15, 2,000, 2,500.
yeah. I mean, if they just make a nice case with like jewels, bling bling, diamonds and stuff like that, you can pop out the old electronics, put a new one in, keep it updated.
Oh
Fifteen hundred
yeah,
dollars
well
might be worth it.
that brings you to the fact like of these hybrid watches.
Hmm.
Maybe give us a nice timepiece, but it has a little window and it just shows you like, hey, you got a message. Keep it simple. Like maybe we need to go back to keep it simple sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I did see a hybrid watch. Somebody did come out with a hybrid watch. It had a
LG's
notification display.
rumored. Yeah, LG's rumored to come out with one too.
Yeah,
But that might not be a bad idea. I forgot what model. It was Breitling that came out. I think it was an Aviator series. It had screens all over the place. They weren't
yeah,
smart, but they could just transform those into smart screens.
yeah.
You know,
I mean,
but
there
spending
there is.
that much money again, if you have it, spend it. It's your money. But I think spending that much on a wearable device is just a little crazy. For when it's going to be outdated really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I think the smartphone revolution is killing the watches now. It's just not worth it for people to get that high end, like 2,000, 3,000, $5,000 watches.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not.
the people in the Swiss makers are hurting.
Yeah.
Nobody
So
wants, well, nobody, I'm saying nobody, but you know what I mean. No one really
yeah,
just wants a regular dumb watch anymore. They want some features. We
yeah. So
become obsessed with health. So we want step trackers. We want all this information.
well, yeah, or just new toys. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of those old classic watches, Swiss watches, are awesome. I wouldn't mind having one just as a classic. It's
Oh
like, I
yeah.
look, this is what I have. But I'm not gonna wear it every day. I might just wear it if I go to a formal function, or a nice party or something like that.
Well, you
But
remember Huawei released their gold edition of their phone? Not
no, I don't remember
not the
that.
Huawei Watch 2, it was the Huawei Watch 1 and it was in
Yeah.
gold, 18 karat gold. You should have bought that one.
No,
I think you
I
still
don't think
can. I
so.
think the price dropped to like $300 now on eBay or something.
Yeah, but I did see a nice hybrid watch with a like a digital display, and I can't remember the name of the damn thing now. But it has a mechanical it still has a mechanical timepiece, and he has a screen in the background.
Yeah.
I got now I'm gonna have to look for it now. I gotta find it. But
You got to find it.
yeah, no,
And kind of, yeah, you know what I miss too? I miss, what was that watch? I think it was the Moto 360. I think it was the 360 or the 360 second gen for sure. They actually
mhm.
released like they had an OEM metal band Do you remember that? Like it was original from Motorola and Huawei too. Huawei came out with, excuse me, Huawei came out with their watch with an OEM metal band. And I review a lot of metal bands on my channel for these watches, and a lot of them are really good quality, the ones that I
Mm-hmm.
review, but there are also some cheap ones, but nothing will match the quality of an OEM. Like you want that cold metal, like you want that heavy bracelet on your wrist. And so far nobody's really made that. I think because nobody wants to pay $100 just for the watch band. But if they
Yeah.
included
Yeah.
it, like I said, give us a premium watch and include that, I think a lot of people would have jumped on it, including myself.
Well, they could have put like a titanium, nice titanium band on it. It doesn't have to be.
I don't know. I
No.
mean, you just get replacement bands, a couple bucks, change up the
Yeah. Yeah.
look, whatever. But like, I don't know. I'm still like on the fence. So
It's like my thing is, it's like if I'm gonna spend money, I want my watch to be like protected. I don't want scratches. Every smartwatch I have, like as soon as I get it within the month, I have some kind of scratches, it breaks and stuff like that
oh
because
yeah,
I'm pretty rough on it.
yeah. Well, it's a watch. It gets knocked around. That's why again, I hate to keep coming back to it. But a premium option, give us a sapphire crystal, ceramic
Yeah,
bezel. You know,
something.
something because the Frontier scratches pretty easily, and once that thing gets scratched up, you really don't want to wear it anymore.
Yeah, I mean it's like it's even the cheap little Fitbit. I was like, I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna use it, and I don't care if it gets scratched up. I was like, it gets scratched up. You're right. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I haven't charged my Fitbit for a while.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Let's just move on to the next thing, and that's the Google Home, the Galaxy Home.
Oh,
Again, that's like a copy. Like I just roll my eyes. Galaxy Home. So what are we
with
gonna say?
Bixby.
Okay, Galaxy, or hey Bixby, we're gonna say something stupid.
It is one of the ugliest speakers I've seen.
it
I
is.
thought,
It is pretty ugly.
I mean, it's not just ugly. I'm gonna go over with fugly.
It's I don't know. And
I
with
don't know.
Spotify, like I don't even use Spotify.
I mean, I'm sure there's people who use Spotify, but they could have done. I mean, what were their design team thinking? It looks
I don't
like.
think they were.
I mean, I'm thinking and it's like, look, if they want to put an AI on it, like Alexia or freaking Google, at least get that shit working. Did you ever have good luck with Bixby yet?
I don't think I've used Bixby in 6 months.
Okay. And I want to ask your audience there, did anybody like Bixby or did they have a good experience with Bixby? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. Well, that's everyone that I know is waiting for Bixby 2.0. Like that's when it's really going to be released. But again, it comes down to Samsung just wanting their own software. Like how many mail applications do we need on our phones? Samsung wants their own browser, but I actually like their own browser because you can put the ad
Yeah.
blockers and whatnot. But then they have their
Uh,
own email client, like they have their own everything, calendar, calculator. Like just give us Google's,
it, you know, if they
their
want
own
to do that,
Galaxy App Store.
look, yeah, if they want to do that, just make it good, make it great, but make it better than the other guy.
Well,
I
Siri is
mean,
not that good either. I think Google's number one right now.
yeah, Google is definitely number one. I mean, honestly, sometimes it's amazed what it can do, and sometimes it'll annoy the hell out of me, but mostly I'm amazed.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking at like Bixby on the speaker, I'm like, I mean, look, Amazon led the way
With
with
Alexa.
Alexia, yeah. And you know what? Everybody's catching up, and it's great. I'm glad for competition, but Samsung could have done so much better with the speaker, so much better. I
Yeah, they
mean,
could. And you know it's going to be an expensive speaker. Probably talking $400 at least.
I say make it cheap and just get it out there. I say
Nah, that's not
make.
Samsung's MO. They don't make anything cheap.
I would say just make it cheap. Just throw it out there. Let everybody use it, and they get the ecosystem going. Make them tied into their Bixby ecosystem or Samsung ecosystem, and then they can build up from there.
Well, that's funny you mentioned the ecosystem. I think finally Samsung has their ecosystem ready. So did you see like the guy started playing music on his phone and then it went to his watch and then he walked into his house and his TV was like, "Hey, should we continue playing this on your TV?" and then he went to his stupid Galaxy speaker and it said, "Hey," and he just pressed a button and he like followed him. So I
Yeah.
think they finally have their own ecosystem. Like finally, people are going to want everything Samsung in their house. And I
Look,
think
I
that's
love.
good for them. It took them a lot of years, but I think that's actually I think that was pretty cool. I think that was the coolest part of this whole announcement. Was you're
Uh,
walking outside, you're listening to music on your phone, you walk in your house, and your TV or your sound system is like, "Hey, do you want to continue playing that music now you're home?" I think that's awesome.
I, you know what? If that's great, if they can make it work, that's the thing. I
Oh
want to
yeah,
see it.
if
I
it
want to see it.
works.
I want to see it work in real world. If it works, more power to them. I like Samsung television. I like Samsung phones. I don't like bloatware, but I like Samsung phones. I like
Yeah, my
Samsung
microwave
TV.
is Samsung. I got nothing wrong with Samsung.
I can see it
My
now.
dishwasher is Samsung. Like I'm halfway there. My TV,
I,
Samsung.
I can see it now. You go, you have your phone, you're playing your music. All of a sudden, you're in front of the microwave. It's like, do you want to play music on your microwave?
But
You turn
I think
around, you
that's good
go,
for I think that's good for Samsung though. They have their ecosystem. I think it's ready. Apple's had theirs for the longest, and Samsung's been trying to play catch up and figure it out. I think they have it figured out. You know, like it's the same like the Galaxy watches. Like it works better with a Samsung phone.
all
Now,
right.
do they do that on purpose? Of course they do. They could have it work with any other phone just right, but they want you to have that premium experience and have everything Samsung. They control the way it works with their phone and whatnot. So,
Look, I'm still impressed with their Tizen software, or their Tizen
oh
OS.
yeah,
Okay,
wasn't it rumored
so
they were coming out with a Tizen phone? I don't know what happened
yeah,
to that.
well, I think they did, but he just couldn't catch up. Didn't
I
have
think
the
it was
app
a
support.
like a budget phone or something, right?
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
so.
and they just couldn't, didn't have the apps, didn't have the support.
Well, that's the thing. Like you want to switch to different platforms, but if you spend a bunch of money on apps, you don't want to buy them again.
Yeah.
Like I had Tiny Cam Monitor on Amazon App Store and I was using it. And then once I got rid of whatever I got rid of, I had to buy it again on Google Play. You know, we're not talking a lot
Yeah.
of money, but $2, $3 adds up if you have to buy 20 apps all over again.
Yeah, and also one thing about Sting, and don't give me, hey, when I saw the iPhone 10, I said, you know what? Apple made a product that I was lusting after. That didn't happen for a long time. I
Yeah,
said, and I did a calculation. Okay, if I went to Apple, what am I losing? What am I gaining? Okay, yeah, I'm getting a great phone. What am I losing? All the stupid amount of money and time and effort I put into the Android ecosystem,
it's true.
and I just couldn't justify it moving over.
No, I mean,
Oh,
I was an Apple user until the 3GS. I think I didn't buy the 4
mm,
just because Android got better. What was that, Donut maybe? I don't even know. I can't even recall that far
donut.
behind. I think it was I don't even know. Donut?
Yeah, it took a long time, and you were right. I think you're right about Samsung finally catching up. It took Google a long time to catch up with Apple. So yeah, maybe in the
Well,
future.
Google is still trying to catch up with their hardware, with their Pixel lines, but nothing. I mean, we can talk about the Pixel 3 if you want to talk about that quickly. I mean,
Maybe for the next episode.
The Pixel 3, well, I'm going to throw it out there anyway. The Pixel 3 is a straight copy of the iPhone 10.
No,
Straight copy
I'm gonna say it's a
with
poor
bigger
copy.
bezel, with bigger bezels, like
I
a
say it's
Chinese
a
knockoff,
poor couple.
a Korean
I'm gonna give you the Chinese.
knockoff.
Well, it is HTC, so Chinese knockoff could be a accurate description. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I wanted the Pixel 3 before I saw the Pixel 3.
Yep.
I saw the chin. I saw the big notch. I don't mind the notch. You know what? I respect Google trying to say, okay, here's the front facing speakers. Great, but can you make it look nicer? I mean, why can't they
Yeah,
just
make it
two?
look a little better.
Yeah, why can't they do two notches? One for the top, one for the bottom.
Oh, I think
Hey,
that no, don't give anyone ideas. I don't know about that. I like
hey,
the stereo speakers. I now the Note 9 has stereo speakers. Now this is, Google has stereo speakers on the Pixel lines. Like I like that idea. But I think
yeah,
the notch, like you are right, you get used to the notch. When I had the iPhone, the notch annoyed me for the first 2, 3 days, but you got used to it. Like
yeah.
anything else, you just get used to it. and it is
Uh,
what it is. You either want it or you don't.
I mean, it's
But
like it's more. Remember the Moto 360 with the little chin on the bottom, with the
oh, the
round
flat tire.
flat
Everyone
tire?
complained about the flat tire.
You know what? I got used to it in half a day. I didn't even notice it afterwards,
Exactly.
or
It's
the or even with the Apple, iPhone 10. I'm looking at it. I'm like, wow. I was playing with it. I was like, would the notch bother me? I said, no, it wouldn't. It
no, I
wouldn't.
mean it's fine, really.
Yeah,
But the one thing that got to me, it's the same with all iOS products. You just don't have
control.
flexibility to do what you want to do. So you're giving Apple, at least when you give Samsung $1,300, the phone is yours. You can do what you want, launchers, themes, download
Yeah,
to it. With iPhones,
yeah,
I mean, you have a 256 gig iPhone, but you can't download directly to it. What's the point? I'm not buying my music on iTunes. I know where to get
yeah,
music for free,
yeah. There you go.
you know?
I mean, it's like I have I still have my old freaking um my old MP3 somewhere, and it's like, no, I could upload it. Oh, no, I can't now with that iPhone.
No.
But going back to the speakers, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like, that is so ugly.
And I don't think we really got an idea, at least I didn't, how big it's going to be. Like, it looks pretty big to me.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be the size. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna go with like you remember the Subarus, the old Subarus
Oh,
cars.
yeah.
I'm going.
Yeah, they were ugly.
I was like, they were good cars, good engines, but they were ugly until they changed the styles. I didn't buy it. I have a Subaru now. Same thing here. I'm if they may be the greatest speakers, they might have Bose speakers. They might have a freaking Harman Kardon, speakers in there, and the Bixby work great, but it's pretty ugly. I don't think I could ever put it into my house or work.
No, well, we got to see how Bixby works on it first.
Well, even if it works great, I don't think I could just put it up. I mean, I can't get past the looks.
Oh, man.
I'm kind of shallow.
That's pretty shallow. It's not all about the looks, it's how it works.
Okay, look at that and tell me you're gonna put it in
Oh,
your house.
man. Well, on that note, I think we pretty much covered everything we wanted to cover today. We got the Note 9. I mean, it is what it is. We'll see when they come out, see what the reviews are like. But I don't think I'm picking up the Note 9. I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Note 10.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm waiting for
actually, no.
the 10 line.
Yeah, S10. See what
S10.
we can get.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I'm also waiting for OnePlus to like give us something great finally. I think they're getting there, but their prices are creeping up too.
Okay.
Well, we'll
Yep.
see.
Okay.
All right,
Let me
dude. Well,
go.
this has been fun. We got to do this another time.
Okay.
It's been great chatting with you. We'll see what comes out.
All right, Jabber. Maybe we'll do Pixel 3.
Yeah,
Maybe we will
Pixel 3
see.
chat.
Yeah,
Sounds
there you
good,
go.
man. Talk to you
All
guys
right.
later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.